on the clock. Tune into the show. Let the beats drop. Barry Murphy's voice. It's a hip hop. Get ready to groove. Get ready to sway. Barry Murphy's got something to say. Let's turn up the volume. It's time to glow. All Voice of the Nation Radio. Let's go.
Hello. Welcome to Answers with Barry show that comes on live on every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in ATL's time, and from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Ghana time, and from 11 to 12 in UK's time. And I mean, other times that will be mentioned because in other states it's different times. Again, welcome to Answers with Barry show that comes on live on Voice of the Nation Radio and TV, live on every Friday from 5 to 6. And you can listen to us live on Modern Ghana, can also listen to us on TuneIn, and you can watch us live on Facebook and all the social media handles. So we tell our listeners and our followers to share, like, and follow, and tell a friend to tell a friend. You tell a friend to tell a friend, because tonight, this information that we are about to be blessed with is so powerful. And we're gonna talk about women's rights. And I think you don't have to mix a thing, because this is so important, even for the men too, because we need to know. So we have the privilege to have tonight with us Dr. Stella, who was with us last week, and I know y'all learned a lot. And like I said, when it comes to political science, she have all those in credentials, all those, and she's good at every side of everywhere, you know what I mean? So like last week, should pack your questions and be ready for her, and also listen to her so that you can ask good questions. But, if you get it right, then you don't have to ask much questions. But again, let your voice be heard. Again, listening to Answers with Barry show that come on Voice of the Nation Radio TV every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. On Wednesday, we're sorry for the inconvenience. There was a whole lot of technical problems, but thank God tonight we are going to face those problems. So we will take a short break and then we'll be right back. But please share, like, follow, and you tell a friend to tell a friend. Please continue to share, like, and follow. And the topic is women's right. I want to put human because it looks like I just want to get everybody involved, but this is women's right. So we take a short break and we'll be right back.
Turn up the radio, it's time to get real. Barry's in the house with a voice that you can feel. Answers with Barry, he's got the knowledge you seek. On the Voice of the Nation, he's the host that's unique. Every question you have, he's got the answer on lock. From politics to culture, he's got it all on the clock. Tune into the show, let the beats drop. Barry Murphy's voice, it's a hip hop. Get ready to groove, get ready to sway. Barry Murphy's got something to say. Let's turn up the volume, it's time to glow. All Voice of the Nation Radio, let's go.
Hello. Yes, so tonight, as we said, we're going to talk about women's rights, and we have the privilege to have Dr. Stella with us. Hi, Doc.
Hello. It's always a pleasure to be at Voice of the Nation Live. I want to extend greetings to the world Greetings to America, greetings to Africa, and of course, what a wonderful day to be alive. Today, we're going to be talking about women's right.
Hmm.
I am a woman and a human. So I believe if
Yes.
you are not a woman,
Mhm.
you are human. That is
Yes.
why women's right is human right.
Wow.
So, Mr. Barry,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
always started, like I said last week,
Mhm.
your vote is your power.
Yes.
So let your voice be
Mhm.
heard.
Yes.
I will repeat that.
Hmm.
Your vote
Mhm.
is your power.
Mhm.
So let your voice be heard.
Yes.
In many countries in the world, a lot of people do not have that privilege
Hmm.
to cast their vote for what they want to be done. I
Hmm.
will say it and I will say it again. Yes, it is not perfect in America, but in a way, I would say, in a way, it's almost perfect. Not perfect now, but it's almost perfect because if you go out there and vote, 99.9% of the time that you do what you have to do,
Mhm.
your vote will be counted.
Oh,
So
for
that is
sure.
why I say your vote is your power. So let your voice be heard.
Hmm.
Women's right
Hmm.
has
So
been,
yes.
go
So
ahead.
dog just gonna rock
I'm
right
so
away because
passionate
she's
about
so
this.
ready. You understand what I mean? I see Obapa saying, I'm watching, I'm watching. Yes, thanks. And please keep on sharing it and follow us and like the station. And also please you tell a friend to tell a friend because this is so important. So important. Like last week, we all learned a lot. She asked us to go out there to vote, the importance of voting and everything. And tonight she's talking to us about women's rights. So, dog, I know you are already ready to roast, but when we
I'm
talk of
passionate.
women's rights, I mean, I know like we all have rights, and women, but why? I mean, you know, what's
Why?
right?
To me, I would say the woman is the mother of every human.
Wow.
The
Yes.
woman carries a man.
Mm,
The woman nurtures the man.
mm,
The woman does for the women as well. So in our nurturing, we do not discriminate. When a woman has a girl child or a boy child, her most important instinct is that I want my children to be better. So
yes.
she doesn't say, oh, I want the man child to be better than the woman child. She just
Mm,
wants to nurture all of them, be you
yes.
a man or a boy or a girl or a woman.
Mm,
I'm a mother of a daughter
mm-hmm.
and a grandmother of two beautiful Ghanaian daughters.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am very passionate when it comes to things about women.
Mm,
Even though before them, I have always been passionate about just a woman having the right to do the things that they want to do, the
yes.
right to education, the right to be free from violence, the right to be free from discrimination, the
Mm,
right to educate herself, the right to own her own property, the
mm,
right to vote, the right to own an equal wage for equal pay. Because a lot
mm,
of times when you go through the list of the things that I've just put out there, women sometimes we do not have that equal opportunity as men do. So
mm,
men, I'm not trying to put you down. At least you have wives or you have girlfriends or you have daughters or you have sisters or you have aunties. That is why women's rights should not be just something for the women. It should be
mm,
something that concerns every human being.
mm. Yes. Hello. Oh, I think
So with
it's okay.
so with that said, I'm open, Mr. Barry. I'm open because if we look at, I go back to Africa because that is where we come from. We may
mm,
be Americans by naturalization, but that is the culture that gave birth to us. I
yes, true.
remember growing up hearing stories about certain things that women could not do. For
Mm,
example, certain food in my culture back in the days growing up, you hear that women are not allowed to eat eggs. Women are not
mm,
allowed to do so many things. And
mm,
that is why, with time, I have always been passionate because what about if you have just girls as your children? Are you going to say, oh, I don't have children because all my children are girls? But guess what? That same uh, 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 the same aspect or the same things or time that you put to a boy,
the
if you
same.
put that to a girl child, there is nothing that a girl child cannot do. The only thing that I say girls cannot usually do is when it comes to like some physical things. Some of
Yes,
them, because others you have women that can do them. You have
that's
women
true.
engineers, you have women pilots, you have
Mm,
women mechanics. So there's a lot of things that this day and age women can actually do, and that's why I'm so passionate about women's right.
that's so true. And also, like you be saying, we have wives, fiancés, aunties, children, sisters, so like Doug is saying, it's not just for the woman, but we are also part of it because if you don't have a wife, you have a fiancé. If you don't have a fiancé, you have it start from mother, like she said. So I mean, when it comes to women's rights and talk about the world, it's I mean, we talk about motherland. Everybody talk about, I haven't seen a fatherland or like, when a country is being addressed,
Right.
we always address a country or
It's a
address
motherland.
a lot of people with mom because they said mom come out everything that like they create everything and they mix us, they multiply for all of us, though we have boys and girls, but they are the one who will be multiplying us, though we
Right.
both come together to produce, but they do majority of the work because we just have to just donate somewhere. Some people say we don't have fathers, we have father donate.
Right. Donors.
Just donate, just donate,
Right, right, right.
and then they multiply it to, give birth. So, like she's saying, it's good for us to know about women's rights. Again, sometimes what I've noticed is like one mother can take care of 10 children,
Right.
but you'll be surprised that 10 children cannot take care of one mother.
Right.
So there's something special in moms or in women that tonight at the end of this show you will learn a lot. And I also have a lot of questions for Doug because the woman's rights now, I mean, before it's like you're talking about Africa, yes, like how we think these things are just for men. But now in the generation that we are in now, I can say 90% that whatever a man can do, a
Yeah.
woman can do the same.
So true.
But when we talk about the women's rights, where I comes in, it's sometimes here in the Western world, it looks like it's good for them to have their rights, but it's kind of gradually I feel like it makes women be are becoming so powerful, which is not bad. But when you become powerful, some people abuse it. When power is given, some abuse it. Those who know how to use it wisely go ahead and use it wisely, but some abuse it. So, you don't think it should be for all of us to have the same right?
So when you say some right, the women abuse it, what are you actually talking about? What are those rights that women abuse?
Oh, dog. It looks like I'm deviating from the main topic, but
Okay.
I will come to that because
Okay.
I need to bring you. This is more about their right.
Right.
So I'll bring that one and bring you here, which is the Western one, and
I
and I
know.
know you can go
Well,
deeper.
it
But
looks like you are taking the second step before the
thank
first
you,
step. I know what
thank
you're
you.
trying
So
to say.
let me just
Okay.
move and let you do your thing, and then because women, some of them even don't know their rights. I'm telling you. So you coming in to, explain women's rights. It's so important. So I'll let you still go ahead. But that one, I see I've really
That's a
deviated.
topic for
But
another time.
exactly. Thank you,
Maybe
Doc.
after the election. Today we're
Thank you.
talking about
But
women's rights.
now about the election. So women, please go out and vote. Oh, Dr. Stella is
Right.
telling you about your rights now. So don't go ahead before they even get me here and start beating me up.
Well, like in the Western world, what we're going through right now is that women's right has been actually, I would say, almost to the point where it's been canceled. The right mostly to make your own choice about your body. And that's why I say 50 years ago, when Roe v. Wade was passed, women had the right to make choices about their body. Women had the right to choose the man that they want to marry. Women had the right to do some kind of family planning. Women had the right to say, okay, Josie, I don't think I'll be able to do 5 kids, maybe 3, maybe 2, or maybe 1, depending
Absolutely.
on their circumstances.
Mhm.
But now in America, the rights that women used to have 50 years ago, we don't have that right anymore.
Mm.
And my thing is, I want to ask all our listeners out
Mhm.
there in the world, in Africa, in Europe, in the Western world, is there any right in the books that states some kind of law that, demands that men cannot do what they want to do with their body? Is there any? Mr. Barry, if you know, let me know, because I haven't
This is
found
a,
anyone.
this is a good question. Like you always said, I'm always around doctors. I've around a whole lot of but please, I can say no boldly because I haven't come across one.
Right. And if you look at most of the problems that women go through, the problems come from men. Because when you're talking about the right of our body, the right of a woman having an abortion, which is a big thing, a lot of times where people hear abortion, the word abortion, all they think about is that the women who are doing abortion is recklessness. But
Yes.
it's not always the case.
Hmm.
Abortion can be done by a single woman. Abortion can be done by a married woman. Abortion is something is kind of universal, I would say, because single women without husband go through it. Married women with husband go through it. If you want to be nice, abortion, you can call it as a miscarriage. So
Yes.
we are saying that with the laws that some politicians have there now, they're
Mhm.
thinking that abortion just means that people are reckless with their lives. They just want to abuse the unborn baby. But there are certain situations where the unborn baby comes out. I've gone through miscarriages, and believe you me, when I went through my miscarriages, I was married. I
Wow.
wanted those children. But guess what? Due to medical complications, I
Hmm.
couldn't have them. So, how dare a man or some policy tell me that, or when you go to the doctor cannot do an abortion, or the doctor cannot remove that dead fetus in your womb.
Hmm.
If they don't remove that, what happens? That means
Mm.
my life is endangered.
Yes.
So that's why you see us, the advocates for women's rights. It's not that women should be reckless, but it is a health issue. It is an economic issue. Sometimes some of the women that carry those babies, I'm not saying that I'm not an advocate for abortion that doesn't have any medical, circumstances or situation, but I'm just saying that in certain cases, and who am I? I didn't create anybody. I'm not here to judge anybody.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that at least as a woman, I should have the right to medical health, be it a miscarriage, be it an abortion. That right should be made by me, not by, in our case, most of the policy makers are old white men. What do they know about a woman's body? What do they know about what we go through? And then the worst of all, some of those policies, you have some certain states like Texas, which I'm currently I'm currently in Texas right now. You have states like Texas where even in cases of rape and incest, you want to tell me that that baby should be kept alive. Think about it. Think about it.
Man,
In
dog,
case of rape and incest, you're
dog,
already killing this woman.
this
So
is
do
so
you
deep.
want this woman? That's to me, that's double death. So
Yes.
that's why I advocate for women's right. And like I said in the beginning, women's right is human right.
Yes. I think now I'm really buying it, because it's like the way you're saying it. Hey, Angela, Deborah also say share, please share, share. Yes, continue to share, because this information are so important. Because like, I mean, everything that happens with woman's body or woman, a man play 90% of it,
Right.
most. And like you're saying about abortion, like maybe you're being raped, and people be like,
Right.
sometimes when we bring it to how especially Africans, we be like, oh, I'm a Christian, so I don't have to abort the baby. But you don't
Right.
even know the father of the baby. Somebody raped you. And believe it or not, if this kid is born, you forever remember the pain that you have gone through.
Right.
You will always, and that baby, you not have too much. You're not going to have, I mean, you have the love, but you're not going to have
Yeah, attachment.
attachment for, because what you went through before, and you don't even know who that person is.
Right.
So sometimes we need to generalize things and let women have control over their own body,
Right.
like you're saying. Because I mean, thinking of abortion, like what you're saying, when we do mention abortion, people see like it's a bad thing, or it's always. Yes, but you breaking it down. What about something else? I mean, the abortion need to take place because maybe
Of course.
because of health reason.
Right.
Then because of that, is it wrong? And you make it very clear, like a miscarriage. So that
Right.
one, what's up with that too?
Right.
And so we the men also have to also, I mean, know the women that we are with, and I mean, as not accepting, but make sure we learn from them and see when things ain't going the way to support them. Because like abortion, it's something that here in the States is something big, but then, like you say, anything can happen.
Right.
Anything can happen. So I believe, even okay, I'll put it, even with the men, should also have what our body, what we want to do, we use it to do now.
Right, right. And not only that, Mr. Barry, I mean, it amazes me, because guess what? Some of this abortion, the men are the one who are actually in
Causing
some
it.
cases saying that no, they cause it They enjoy your oaks. And then some of them will come and say, as soon as you tell them that, oh, I am pregnant by you, some of them will say, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to do it. You just said it was a one-time thing. It takes just a one-time to pregnant a woman.
That's true.
And some of them actually tell these women, you know what? I want you to have an abortion. So how about that? So you are persecuting us double. Then when it happens or it doesn't happen, the woman has to carry the burden of all of this. That's why I tell you people, it's a double measure here. At least we don't tell you men what to do with your body. So don't tell us what we should do with our body as well, because we're just as human as you are.
That's so true. And I see women, y'all take big risks, especially women come to you like, oh, I mean, do abortion. Sometimes the men, I'm speaking on the beside, I mean, on behalf of the men, like sometimes we need to think because you don't even know what is going through in her body, how she feel, everything. We it's like all we think is just our side, just we think just about ourselves. What about the other person? She's the one who will be going through everything. We just donate, but she have to go through all these things that Dr. Stella is I mean walking us through, and she's gonna tell us more. We always just say it, but then we don't go through it. Sometimes a friend once told me that, Barry, if we will let you have the baby, hold the baby for 4 months, and we take from there to we give birth, y'all will know what we go through. I'll be like, even when I eat and I'm full, I don't even know what to do with myself. How much more a baby is gonna be in my stomach now?
Right. You don't even know how we feel.
we have to understand women because it's not easy. It's not easy.
So true.
So Doug is walking us through it and telling us more about the rights of women. But it's like it's a daily thing that happens in our daily life. And I think as you saying it, you bring it to my attention to start to feel it and know and notice it, because it's like it's a normal thing. So I just take it for granted.
Right.
But now that you're saying it, it makes me begin even to feel it, So the men, bear with me and also sending your questions, okay? Whilst Doctor is taking us through it. All right, Doc.
Yes, and just like you said, women's right is an economic thing. Women's right is about our life as well. During my work, I mean, when we go to those remote areas, guess what? A lot of those remote areas, they don't even have the opportunity to a good hospital or a good clinic where there are OBGYNs. So they actually have to, just for their women's health, let's forget about abortion, just women's health alone, your pap smear screening, your cancer screening, all of that.
Oh, the
is taking away everything that women go through. If you are even pregnant and you want to keep that pregnancy, if you are way out there in the rural areas, you don't even have the opportunity or the means to get a good OBGYN. So they have to pay money to come to the city to get all of that, or they have to have insurance. Even when they come to the city, they have to have insurance to cover their health care. So now when you're talking about we can't have that right anymore, what do you think it's going to be like? I mean, women have fought a lot for us to be where we are. Yes. If you go back in the 1800s, when the suffrage women movement started, they started because at that time, it wasn't even a thing of color. Women were just marginalized as always. They didn't even have the right to vote. But because these women went out there, they fought for their right. They fought for their voices to be heard. By the 1920s, they were able, through the 19th Amendment, to have the right to vote. And that's why when I see women, with all that we go through, we have to be out there voting regardless. With all that we go through, We go through a lot more than men. When men, they have their money, and or even if they don't have the money, if they can take care of themselves, most of the time they are okay. Just
Yes.
like Mr. Barry said, most men don't even know what it means. You don't know how we feel when we carry those babies in our stomach. You don't know the psychological, emotional feelings that we go through before we give birth to those children. And then when we give birth to them, guess what? 90% of the time, we have to nurture them.
Yes.
It's just that in the Western world, I tell people things that you all can do in Africa and some of Asia, like changing diapers. Well, in the Western world, if a man is working, I'm working, guess what? You
We
have
do
to
it
learn
all.
how to change diapers. And a lot of you hate that.
Yes.
A lot of you hate that. You can't even get up at night when the baby wants to eat. So, my dear women listening, I'm just saying that it is so dire. Like I said last week, look at the candidates. Look at your benefit. Who is speaking more on your behalf? You should go out there and vote for that candidate who is speaking more about the things that benefits you and your family.
Yes.
I mean, demographically, you have more women in the world than men. So if we're going out there and letting our voices be heard, guess what? A lot of policies will be changed.
Yes.
So, like I said again, your vote is your power. So let your voice be heard.
Yes. So again, you're listening to Answers with Barry show that comes on live on Voice of the Nation Radio TV on every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you can watch us live on Facebook and YouTube and all the social media handles. You can also listen to us live on TuneIn, Morning Ghana, and also let your voice be heard. We're going to take a little bit short break. And when we come back, Dr. Stella, that I'll be using the word Dr. Stella will continue with the rights of women. And, sometimes we take a lot of things for granted, but now that she brainstorming on things, it makes me know that really, really, we have to take good care of them and also listen to them because they go through a lot.
Right.
Just imagine, just getting pregnant and going through for the 9 months, what they go through, their body changing, emotional, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So please, you tell a friend to tell a friend, like Deborah said, share, like it, or Bapa. Yes. So all the comments that is coming, I can read some, but some I'll let Dr. Stella also help me because I can see well, right? So we take a little bit short break, and when we come back, we continue with the rights of women. Again, you tell a friend to tell a friend and continue to share, like, and follow. Again, go and vote. Go and vote. It's
That
all
is the
about
point. That is the
going
point.
out
Go
to
out there,
vote.
women. Go out there and
know?
let your voice be
Yes.
heard.
That's what Dog is telling you. That's why she's here to tell you those days they don't have that right. And now, if you have that privilege, make good use of it and let your voice be heard. So we take a short break and we'll be right back.
Turn up the radio, it's time to get real. Barry's in the house with a voice that you can feel. Answers with Barry, he's got the knowledge you seek. On the Voice of the Nation, he's the host that's unique. Every question you have, he's got the answer on lock. From politics to culture, he's got it all on the clock. Tune into the show, let the beats drop. Barry Murphy's voice, it's a hip-hop. B-O-T-S. Get ready to groove, get ready to sway. Barry Murphy's got something to say. Let's turn up the volume, it's time to go. On Voice of the Nation Radio, let's go.
Yes. Hello, 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 hello. Again, y'all listening to Answers with Barry show that comes on every Friday on Voice of the Nation Radio and TV. You can listen to us live on TuneIn. Like I always be saying now, because of technology in your car, just, put in Voice of the Nation, tune in, and you can listen to us live. And you can also listen to us on Modern Ghana. Watch us live on Facebook, YouTube, and all the social media handles. And again, let your voice be heard. So we have the privilege to have Dr. Stella with us, telling us, all of us, to go out there to vote, and she telling us about the rights of women. So, Doc, I
Yeah.
mean,
Let
you're
me let
breaking
me
a
let
lot
me
of
give
things
some
down.
acknowledgments here. I see Opapa Pascal watching us live. I see Angela Deborah. She looks like a very consistent listener of Voice of the Nation,
Yes.
and she's like, please share, share, share. Thanks for that. And I see Shadrach Yeboah, and he says very insightful and informative. Keep on the good work, Mr. Barry. So thanks for the listeners and the viewers. We thank you all for what you're doing. Share, share, share is the word.
Yes.
And at this time and moment of our life, I'm here today to just encourage the women out there, mostly the American women. I know the Ghanaian voting is coming also in
Yes.
December. I don't know much about if there are women issues, which there should be. So you, even if there's you don't have women issues, come up with your women issues. Let your voices be heard. Because if we come together, we play together, we cry together, something is definitely going to happen. So
Yes.
early voting has started in most states in the United States.
Mm.
Women, go out there and vote. Vote for the candidate that you think has your best interest. I
Mm.
am just so tired when people lean on ideology without looking about the benefit.
Mm.
Some of these politicians during campaign season, that's when you see them, they come out there, they want to tell you that, oh, we love you, or we can protect you, or we can do this and that for you. But when you look deeply into their policies do not benefit you. So
Mm.
why don't you vote for somebody who has you in heart, who is advocating for something that is going to make your family better?
Mm.
I'm just an advocate here for the women's vote today. I'm not saying the men go out there and vote for the sake of the rights of your wives, your sisters, your aunties, and above all, your sweet mothers. I mean, if I
Yes.
go to the religious realm of things,
Mhm.
even Jesus Christ, guess what? Jesus Christ came on earth
Yes.
through a woman.
That's true.
That's why a woman's position is very important, regardless.
Mm.
I don't mind taking one or two questions from the audience. If anybody has some questions, I've been talking too much. I don't want it to sound like I'm
Mm.
just preaching to you, but I'm talking about we women going out there and making our voice heard so that the policies that will be passed in the future will be policies that can actually benefit us. Roe v. Wade was just abolished by the Supreme Court. So if you think that as a woman, you should have your right to make choices of your body, to make choices who you want to marry, to make choices about your health, to make choices about the economy, then go out there and vote for that candidate whom you think is preaching about your benefits.
Yes, that's so true. So please, yeah, I can send your questions also to 404-988-5691, as you guys always do. Text us your questions, and I'll read it for Dr. Stella to answer the questions, especially those listening to us on TuneIn and watching and listening to us on Modern Ghana, and those watching in YouTube. Please send me your questions, because YouTube. I mean, you can send it through the text number, please, because the only questions that we can get from you now it's on Facebook, and then the one you can send to me on WhatsApp. On YouTube, yes, very soon also I'm going to find a way so that I can be on Facebook and also be on YouTube at the same time. So if you're watching us on YouTube and your questions go to YouTube, I'm sorry, and I'm working on that. And also those watching us on Instagram, to the same thing. Very soon we will work on that so that we can watch all those things at the same time, and at the same time we can I can send your questions to us. But for now, please, you can send your questions to us through Facebook, and you can send it to us through the number +1 404 988 5691 that you always do. So again, let your voice be heard. Like Dr. Stella is saying, go out there to vote. Your vote is your power. Your vote is your voice.
So
Your
true.
voice is everything that you have the authority over to, prove or show that you are also a citizen of that country. Whilst we're waiting for the questions and start going through the texts on my phone, Doc, I want
Yes.
you to address a little bit about because I talk much with African women, especially those in Ghana, and the men, even the men, but most of them are women. They say, "Oh, this election, I'm that very day," because with them they don't have that opportunity to do the early voting thing. So it's gonna be one day for all of them to go to vote. But
Right.
most of them are saying because it's like they don't. This is what most be saying. Oh, this is not too important to me. Why should I waste my time to go and vote? And it's one day, it's going to be very, a lot of people and all that. Please, tell them the importance. Though it's just a day here, we already started because here is like they have advanced. So everything have started already. So the 5th of November. But in Africa, which I know very soon we will get to that level, I
Right.
mean, please tell them because most feel like it's not important for them to even go out there to vote, especially most of our African women and some of the men. So please, can
Well, like that's a very good question. And like I said before, women's right is human right. So all the things that I just talked about that women used to have, the privileges that we used to have here in the US, is the same problems that women anywhere in the world are going through in
Mm,
different magnitudes. In certain cases, it's just submissive because the nature of things in those areas do not warrant women to speak that much like we do over here. I would say democracy is not cheap.
mm,
Democracy has never been cheap. And even when you have the democracy, you still have to fight for it, for continuity, to make sure that some of those things that are not right can be changed, can be amended. And then one day, which is very, very difficult, there's never a time in life that life will be perfect. But again, it is a struggle. You keep working on it, you keep organizing, you keep talking about your ideas. And one day, some leader will come there, be it a man or a woman, will listen to what you say. Like I said earlier on the show, the
mm,
suffrage movement back in the 1800s, which started around 1848, it
mm,
was a movement started by women because they got tired of, come on, we're doing all this work, we're taking care of the men, and we don't even have the simple right to cast our vote on what we think or what we like. At least they saw a lot of things that they thought could be made better.
mm,
And what did they do? So I hear women in Africa when they say, oh, we can't do anything. The game is already fixed. Nothing can be done.
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
not true. Changes just can't come just like that without you raising your voices. And I keep saying it has to be peaceful. Raising your voices or making your voice to be heard doesn't mean people have to go out there and loot or abuse others and all of that. No. Believe you me, when women in Africa, they are there. In Ghana, I come there most of the time. You have radio stations. If you have two, three women, they go there at a time. Guess what? People are watching. They are listening. And some
Yes.
of these men are, I would say, our husbands. Guess
Mhm.
what? With time, change will come. So my African sisters who have good ideas, I came there, I went to the parliament. I'm
Mhm.
sorry to say it. When I got out, I was asking one of the MPs. I'm like, 99 or maybe 90% was all men. I said, where are the women?
Hmm.
So why are women not getting involved? Do
Hmm.
you really think if you go to your areas, I don't know how you call them, your villages or
Mhm.
wherever those MPs come from, you as a woman, you have a lot of vibrant women out there. You
Yes.
have a lot of women who can bring women together, just like you bring women together for
Mhm.
other things to solve problems. Why can't you take it to the next level? So I'm thinking I may be wrong, but women, African women, you gotta start putting things together. You gotta start having your voice. Let your voice be heard. Believe you me, when you stay consistent, change will definitely come. So don't give up. You have that one day that you have to vote. Make that sacrifice. That one day, go out there and vote for the candidate. I will repeat it. Vote for the candidate, even if they are not going to do what they say they will do, but just the fact that they write it or they say it, at least that's a start. So go out there and vote for somebody who say, well, I believe women should earn equal pay for equal work as a man. You go out there. He's written it down. He's talked about it. So you have something when he becomes the leader or the MP or the president. Maybe you can go back and just quote him and reference him. And you say, remember, you had promised us, you had said this X, Y, or Z. So why are you not doing this for us? And not only that, these MPs and presidents or ministers, they too have wives. So sometimes another way to get through them is to get through their wives. If you bring their wives, they become part of what you are doing. Eventually, change will come. So that's the only way that I think that's the best way to go about it. Otherwise, if you just sit and you give up, guess what? Then nothing will happen. Not for you, not for your children, not for your grandchildren, not for the next generation.
Wow. Doc, I have a question. Oh, it's not a question. I think it's a compliment. They say Esther Dapo from WhatsApp. It say, Dr. Stella, I would like to meet you when you come to Ghana. Do you have an organization that educates women? This is from Ghana, from Esther Dapo.
Okay, that's a good question. I'm always in Ghana, and believe you me, I may be there before the end of the year, if not early part of next year. Yes, I'm a vice president of a nonprofit organization called American Institute for Human Resource and Development. We normally do things on education, even though I'm trying to push them to get into things like politics. I tell people politics is a way to actually bring about more changes because politicians are the ones who make most of those policies that we live by. So that's something that I would take back to my organization and see if when I come there, we can just start something small, just something to sit down and brainstorm about the problems that women are going through over there.
Okay,
Very good
Doc.
question.
I think this one you can. It's from WhatsApp, so from Facebook. So that one you can read it. and then the what's
Okay.
about tribe. Mhm,
I
mhm.
see Shadrach says, can you please educate our women on the need to eschew and refrain from allowing their emotions to subdue their intellectual prowess in handling certain leadership positions? I think that has been an obstacle to their success in their various endeavors, especially our Ghanaian women.
Hmm.
Well, that's a long one and really complicated, I may say, because everybody has emotions. You have to, I mean, Shadrach, you have to be specific. When you say emotions, emotions on what? On certain leadership positions like what? Because again, leadership differs depending on the position that you have. If
Mhm.
you have a leadership position dealing with criminals, the way you will deal with them in a leadership perspective, you have to be hard. Your communication with dealing with people like that will be different from somebody who is dealing with people from a lesser or a more calmer perspective. So you have to be specific. When you say, especially a Ghanaian women, what do you really mean? Because that's kind of broad. Emotions, men go through emotions. Any
Yeah.
human being goes through
Mm,
emotions.
yes. So, like Doc said, I mean, be clear on your. It's kind of very broad, but if you can just bring out exactly where you think they should be educated on, and then also, like Esther Dako, she was asking if do you have that one? I don't know, but she can answer. Like he said, do you have any organization that's educates women? It's like it looks like they want to just put on your neck to start opening some organization that will start be educating women already, because I
Well,
see you getting it from. Mhm.
I'm up to it. I'm glad for that. That's a very good question. And like I said, I'm the vice president of a nonprofit organization, but
Mhm.
their main vision is just on education. Education meaning that just teaching people how to go to school or teach teachers how to handle emotions while they're in the classroom and not teaching them other things. So that is something that I think I will tap into it and see if that's something that our organization can actually implement it to have something small that just addresses women issues without, I mean, women issues, not necessarily educational issues. So that's a very good question. I will take it to heart. And the next time I come to Ghana, we may start something small. If you are around Accra, not, I haven't been to Kumasi, so most of my visit has been in Accra.
Don't worry, dog. I'll take you to Kumasi myself. I've been
Okay,
there
not
one
a
time.
problem.
I was there 2023 when
Okay,
2021 when we went to Ghana.
when
Remember?
right, right.
I just went there for 3 days, so that's my
Okay,
first time being there. Okay,
right.
so it looks like Janelle is asking on the text, like if like okay, so if your religion don't accept abortion and it happened that if your religion don't accept abortion and it happened that someone on is it unknown, someone, okay, I think you're trying to say
Someone
unknown,
raped
somebody
you?
rape you, someone unknown rape you,
Right.
what do you have to do?
Well, again, I mean, that's a very good question. And that's just in the line of what I was talking about, the policies that we do have now in the US. Certain states, like we have 50 states, every state has their own abortion rights and stuff. In
Mhm.
certain states, like in Texas, where I am right now, they are against abortion no matter what circumstances it is. Rape, incest. Incest means that, I mean, rape from a family member, and rape, to me, encompasses all of that. I will not tell you what to do, but I'm saying that you, as a woman, if you think that is something that you cannot live by, or you cannot live having that baby, then it's up to you to do what you can do if you can handle it financially. It is a very, 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 very wrong thing to do. You're destroying a woman. You're destroying her life. I cannot think about what a woman who goes through that type of abuse, what they actually going through. So that's a decision that you can take it, like here in the US, they say you discuss that with your rabbi, or you discuss that with your pastor or your priest. And some of them, they can actually tell you what to do. So that's something that is personal. All I'm saying is that at least you should be able to have that right to make decisions about your body when it comes to things like that.
Wow, that's so powerful. I see. Okay, the same person. All right. So I mean, it looks like it's getting interesting, and then our time, we have just about 5 minutes. But then, I mean, I've learned so much, and guys, keep on to share, like, and follow, share, which is very important, because these are some of the information that we need. So, but though we're doing the show in the States, but it looks like now the Ghanaians are really, getting into it and asking questions, which is very good, because you have to have rights for your body, like Doug is saying. And the most important thing, she also want us to know that we should go out there to vote, because it's our power and that's your voice, both those here in the States and in Ghana. Please go out there to vote. And we will be hearing more of Dr. Stella, and also like she said, with her organization, I'll see. I can talk with her and see if she can have small portion for women, but I'll be in the women's meeting, because I was
Right. No, the next time I come there, we're going to actually have a seminar. No jokes.
Yes,
We'll have a
for
seminar
women,
plan where we can have
and
women.
that would
Some
be
kind of
great.
women conference, just us
Yes.
talking about women stuff, and how women can actually get involved. Like I told you, I went to the parliament. I didn't see a lot of women. They weren't
Yes.
even up to 5. Honestly, I don't know if it's
Wow.
the day that I went there, but most of the men. Why should men be making decision about women's issue? At least we should have representative. We should have women amongst those men who are making the decisions, so that it can be balanced. I promise, when next we come there on our vocational journey, we'll try to set up something so that we can start something. It's always good to start something. So I'm happy
Yes.
for that question.
Yes. And like Doc says, she gonna, create some seminars for the women. So please, I think that problem will be solved. But then again, she said, when she went to parliament, she didn't see a lot of women, which, we all Ghanaians and the women, we all have to put into thinking, because I know y'all can do better. So, Dog, we have about just 2 minutes.
Right.
What will you be your last words for the women? Or I know, like I would say, or she's telling y'all to do, go, 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 and
Right. Right.
vote. But
Right.
again, she's giving a more insight about what was going on in 1800, and now we have the privilege. So why don't you make use of it? So, Doc,
Yeah.
what will be your last word? And I know definitely want to shout out to some families, and
Right. Just, shout out to everybody watching, to all our viewers. We're going to make this show to be really, a show that educates everybody on so many things. So this is just the beginning. You will see more of me. For
yes.
now, what is very dire, what is on the plate, I think we have only about 12 or 13 more days to make your voice to be heard. Early vote has started in at least 46 to 47 states. So please, women, it is very, very important. We are more than men, and we have
Yes.
more issues than the men. We carry these babies, we nurture them, we make sure that they become, good citizens. So all of those policies that are out there, be it education, be it health, I am big on health because without health, you can have your money. There's nothing that you can do if you don't have good health. So this is, to me, it's just like saying that women, you don't count. Your health don't matter. It's not just abortion. It's about everything concerning your health. So please, let's put our ideology aside. Let's put our thinking senses up. Go out there and let your voice be heard by you casting the vote to that candidate that you think has you at heart. So I want to thank you all. Earlier, Mr. Barry talked about women abusing the rights that they have. I'm sure that's where Shadrach too is coming in. So but that's a show for another time. We'll do that maybe after a level
Election.
after election. We'll come to that because I too, even though I'm a woman, there are certain things that women do mostly in the Western world that I'm not for it. So that's going to be a show for another time. But for today, you women, please go out there, take your mother, take a sister, take your children who are of age 18 years, Google your state website to see where you're supposed to go and vote. Go out there. Your vote is your power. So let your voice be heard.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Stella. And she has so much information for us. And guess what? Now she's gonna be with us all the time. So it means we have a lot to learn. And as she's saying, please go out there to vote. Take your grandma, take everyone to go out to exercise their power. That's their power. They need to vote. You have to. It's like it's a max. It's not something that let your voice be heard. So next week at the same time, we will be here again and again. You are listening to Answers with Barry show that comes on every Friday on Voice of the Nation Radio. And me and Dr. Stella, y'all have to get used to it because we have so much information line up, like she said. After the election, then we'll start to touch up some issues that's going on in city community, in the country, in the Western world, and even in Africa as a whole. So thanks to our listeners and those who follow us. And I always say I appreciate you all.
Right.
Something because it used to be 6 and now we move it to 5. And sometimes the flyers a whole lot. But again, just share and like it and tell people what you'll be learning from here because it's going to help you and go out and vote. So I'll say next week at the same time we'll be here. But this coming Wednesday Kingdom Conversation, please, it's going to be so powerful. So please don't mix it. We're going to talk about, the Bible, again, bringing the Bible into reality. Also like using the Bible, the word of God to be our daily life, which is so, so, so important. So please, Wednesday, we'll be here. And also, we started a new program that started yesterday. It was also very powerful. And Mondays also, and we're thinking of bringing Health Check. That's we bring herbalists and, and me and Doug, we have a surprise. Alternative medicines. And we have a surprise, but we don't want to talk about it. So, we get there. So please wait for us. We have a lot for y'all. So have a good evening and have a great week.
Thank you. And happy weekend. It's Friday. So happy weekend.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's one of my favorites, So have fun and enjoy the weekend and shalom.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Turn up the radio, it's time to get real. Barry's in the house with a voice that you can feel. Answers with Barry, he's got the knowledge you seek. On the Voice of the Nation, he's the host that's unique. Every question you have, he's got the answer on lock. From politics to culture, he's got it all on the clock. Tune into the show, let the beats drop. Barry Murphy's voice, it's a hip-hop.